Today we are going to add our design to our tile. If your tile is a little too moist and is not what is called leather hard, which is kind of like cheese, you can blow it dry a little bit with a blow dryer. You take your tile and you take your design. Now before we go too far, I want to remind you that while you're watching this at home, you need to take your sketchbook and you need to draw thumbnail sketches of each step so that you will know the steps when you come to class when we do this in class. This is my design. It's a combination of the Moravian tile works and the arts and crafts movement, this area here, the floral pattern. This is the same size as the tile, which is 4 by 4 inches. You will have drawn 4. You will need to pick the one you think is the best. You lay this on the tile, like so, and you will trace over all of your patterns with a pencil that is not too sharp, a little on the dull side, so that you don't poke a lot of holes in the paper. So you're going to trace your design on here, like so, with the pencil, and it will go through onto the clay. I'm doing this quickly so it doesn't take too long. You don't have to rush when you do yours. Be more careful. You don't have to add every tiny detail. We can add some of that later, freehand if we like. Now the Moravian tiles, if you remember from your research, have areas that are raised up and areas that are carved away. And that's how we're going to make our tiles. We're making them in the style of the Moravian tile works. I can add some of those details later. When we carve our design away, we're going to use a lot of different things. We have loop tools, which are like these here, and these smaller tools. You can actually use a paper clip, different size paper clips to carve away. You can use popsicle sticks, and we can also use a fettling knife. So let me finish tracing the design. And just take a moment. When the clay is fired for the first time, it's called the bisque fire, and that removes all the water. Then we can put glaze on the tile and refire it in the glaze fire. Until clay is fired in the bisque fire, it can be recycled. Now if you look at the tile, you can see I have incised my design with the pencil through the drawing. Now to carve, I'm going to start with one of these square tools, and I'm going to start taking out the background, like so. We are not going to carve too deep. We're going to take out a little at a time, and that is how we're going to have our tile raised in relief. We have one area raised up and one area that is lower. And I will show you this tile when it's finished in the next video. Don't forget to put your ideas and your steps in your sketchbook.